Many times I prevailed, Satan on my trail. I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. It's coming, I believe it, huh? Watch it leave me speechless, huh? This my winning season, huh? Flexing on my demons, huh? Knew the Lord was scheming, wasn't down for no reason, huh? Man, I moved this whole season, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot, on the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out, ain't see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. There's somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still dug a 12, still bust shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm dug a hell. Try all the one I feel. I say I turn a wheel when I win my life on the scale. Went from dugging 12, now I'm dugging hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. I had to trust you for this, yeah. I had to pray, then I had to get it, man. I had to hustle for this, yeah. I go astray, get stuck in my way, but you know I love you for this, yeah. Stay in my lane and trust in your ways, man. That's what I must do for this, yeah. That's what I must do for this. Only way to run it up. Gotta trust in number one. I don't do no runner ups. Can't you see me coming up? Might be down, but my winning season coming up. This is labor, this is work. This is labor when it's tough. You put your faith in the world. You lost me trusting in luck. This is favor, this is trust. This is favor, this is love. Great connection with the plug. Everybody getting high. You ain't never had this drug. I done been through the fire. I done been through the mud. I done fought through the lies. I been lied to by blood. I forgave a couple guys. They was showing fake love. I done still came up. Pull up. Lately I'm ducking my sin. I got the piece of me that's for a dent. I got the Gigi pieces, not just Gigi pieces that I rock on the top of my skin. Speaking of rock, I've been rocking with him. You been following me and I'm following him. Yeah, so every little thing that's attached to me automatically wins. Got it.
Everything attached to you.
Oh, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. Got it.
Everything attached to you.
We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. Winning season, 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 winning season. Now I'm dugging hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. It's coming, I believe it, huh? Watch it leave me speechless, huh? It's my winning season, huh? Flexing on my demons, huh? Knew the Lord was scheming, wasn't down for no reason, huh? Man, I moved this whole season, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot, on the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out, ain't see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. There's somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still dug a 12, still bust shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm dug a hell. Try all the one I feel. I say I turn a wheel when I win my life on the scale. Went from dugging 12, now I'm dugging hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. I had to trust you for this, yeah. I had to pray, then I had to get it, man. I had to hustle for this, yeah. I go astray, get stuck in my way, but you know I love you for this, yeah. Stay in my lane and trust in your ways, man. That's what I must do for this, yeah. That's what I must do for this. Only way to run it up. Gotta trust in number one. I don't do no runner up. Can't you see we coming up? Might be down, but my winning season coming up. This is labor, this is work. This is labor when it's tough. You put your faith in the world. You lost me trusting in luck. This is favor, this is trust. This is favor, this is love. Great connection with the plug. Everybody getting high. You ain't never had this drug. I done been through the fire. I done been through the mud. I done fought through the lies. I been lied to by blood. I forgave a couple guys. They were showing fake love. I done still came up. Pull up. Lately I'm ducking my sin. I got the piece of me that's for pretend. I got the Jeezy pieces, not just Jeezy pieces that I rock on the top of my skin. Speaking of rock, I've been rocking with him. You been following me and I'm following him. Yeah, so every little thing that's attached to me automatically wins. Got it.
Everything attached to you.
Oh, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. Got it.
Everything attached to you.
We winning, 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 we winning. Winning season, 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 winning season. Now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. It's coming, I believe it, huh? Watch it leave me speechless, huh? It's my winning season, huh? Flexing on my demons, huh? Knew the Lord was scheming, wasn't down for no reason, huh? My mood this whole season, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot. On the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out and see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. Then somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still ducking 12. Still bust shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm ducking hell. Try all the one I feel. I say I turn a wheel when I with my life on the scale. Went from ducking 12, now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. I had to trust you for this, yeah. I had to pray, then I had to get it, man. I had to hustle for this, yeah. I go astray, get stuck in my way, but you know I love you for this, yeah. Stay in my lane and trust in your ways, man. That's what I must do for this, yeah. That's what I must do for this. Only way to run it up. Gotta trust in number one. I don't do no runner up. Can't you see we coming up? Might be down, but my winning season coming up. This is labor, this is work. This is labor when it's tough. You put your faith in the world. You lost me trusting in luck. This is favor, this is trust. This is favor, this is love. Great connection with the plug. Everybody getting high. You ain't never had this drug. I done been through the fire. I done been through the mud. I done fought through the lies. I been lied to by blood. I forgave a couple guys. They were showing fake love. I done still came up. Pull up. Lately I'm ducking my sin. I got the piece of me that's for pretend. I got the Jeezy pieces, not just Jeezy pieces that I rock on the top of my skin. Speaking of rock, I've been rocking with him. You been following me and I'm following him. Yeah, so every little thing that's attached to me automatically wins. Got it.
Everything attached to you.
Oh, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. Got it.
Everything attached to you.
We winning, 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 we winning. Winning season, 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 winning season. Went from ducking 12, now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. It's coming, I believe it, huh? Watch it leave me speechless, huh? This my winning season, huh? Flexing on my demons, huh? Knew the Lord was scheming, wasn't down for no reason, huh? Man, moved this whole season, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot. On the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out and see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. Then somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still ducking 12. Still bust shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm ducking hell. Try all of what I feel. I say I turn a wheel when I with my life on the scale. Went from ducking 12, now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. I had to trust you for this, yeah. I had to pray, then I had to get it, man. I had to hustle for this, yeah. I go astray, get stuck in my way, but you know I love you for this, yeah. Stay in my lane and trust in your ways, man. That's what I must do for this, yeah. That's what I must do for this. Only way to run it up. Gotta trust in number one. I don't do no runner ups. Can't you see we coming up? Might be down, but my winning season coming up. This is labor, this is work. This is labor when it's tough. You put your faith in the world. You lost me trusting in luck. This is favor, this is trust. This is favor, this is love. Great connection with the plug. Everybody getting high. You ain't never had this drug. I done been through the fire. I done been through the mud. I done fought through the lies. I been lied to by blood. I forgave a couple guys. They were showing fake love.
ABX is in the building. What it do?
What it do?
Good. Yo.
Look like you had a good weekend.
I did.
Good afternoon,
Still
people. Abstrakt Xcilence is on the air. What's happening, y'all?
What's up?
We got a little bit going on today. It's a crank the block party today. We got the one band performing later on. With them goddamn fans from the stands. The whole parking lot is hours from 6:30 to 9:30. So y'all make sure y'all pop in. That's pretty much what we doing today. As y'all can see, we all yeah, you know what I'm saying?
New gear.
Yep, you know what I'm talking about? New merch. So that new merch. First and foremost, shout out to Miss Hawaiian Gal. Ashley, thank you. We really appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all go follow her. It's Hawaiian Gal Creations on Instagram, Facebook, and her website, I believe, is HawaiianGalCreations.com. Gal spelled G-Y-A-L. So it's Hawaiian Gal. Hawaiian girl, but Hawaiian Gal. So that said, we have this new merch, and we have a slight partnership and deal in place. So if y'all need shirts or want shirts, if you like what you see, inbox one of us, and we'll get those to you immediately. Yes, that's to Facebook as well. We're going to thank you, baby. I appreciate you so much. Well, y'all make sure y'all DM or inbox us for whatever needs you have if you're interested in the shirt. That's it. My peoples. Brody 5 Brody, what it do?
What it do, bro?
How was your week, man?
My week is pretty good. You know, in recovery, and then I bounced back right in time for the weekend. And you know, my cousin pulled up, so that was good. Then we got to crank the block, donate the socks tonight, you know what I mean? So yeah, man. All is well.
Sounds about right. You look like you're feeling good.
Yeah, man. Feeling good and tired, but I'm ready for a party.
We got a long day ahead of us. It's going to be a great day, though. It's going to be a great day. And, of course, to my right, my poo. Hey, girl. You talking to there and everything. Can you say hello to the people? No?
You said hello.
You say hello? That was enough. You're not going to look at the people and tell them hello? So Jay Dakota's in the building, and this is what we're doing. I don't know. I guess she's working on my hair today, so this is what we doing. Mama, what's going on? You just playing with
Loctician.
it?
Looking forward to this afternoon when they bring in the donation socks and we help others that need it.
Yes.
And anything extra that you want to donate for them.
You know what? That was right on point, and my apology, Pre gonna kill me. It's crank the block and donate socks. So if you're coming and you have unopened new socks, you can donate to the homeless. We are going to give out the socks to a men's homeless shelter. So please do, if you have new socks, if you can pick up a little pack of socks, man, come in and donate your socks, please.
Socks.
Crank the block and donate
Socks.
socks. I don't know what she's going on with. Anywho, nephew, what it do?
Nothing much. You know, just keeping the process of this exclusive
Stop,
interview of Arcs
gotta
Island
put
getting
you
ready
up.
to come out soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, exclusive interview of Arcs Island coming out soon. Gonna be on the
Okay.
ABX YouTube page.
Okay.
All right.
Be out on the lookout for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
ABX YouTube channel. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to that. ABSTRAKTXCILENCE. Abstrakt Xcilence. 2 words. YouTube subscription. Please go catch up with some of the shows. Go ahead,
Yes,
nephew. I'm
sir.
sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, my week been pretty good. It's been productive. I'm excited. Couldn't wait. I'm rocking this nice
New
merch with the
merch.
bucket hat.
New
Y'all
merch.
show off the new bucket hat soon. add the stickers on the new hat.
And see, so I'm rolling as we go. Shout out to everybody that supports us, shows love, helped us get here, helps us continue, all the connections, everything, man. We appreciate it. Love is love, man. Shout out to, of course, Montu and that goddamn Mitch Crab from DCW Go-Go, man. We appreciate you, brother. We definitely appreciate you. And, of course, Capri, Miss Gigi, and CC, from them goddamn fans from the stands. Listen, that's family. I know that's what they. It's okay. I'm sorry. I cursed. You got me right. But fans from the stands, thank you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. Doc and Connect to the Bridge. We love y'all. Bridge, Fox Wave, Star Imports.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. Bree. Bree's at work. We miss you, brother. Megan, Sam, Shamir, Brittany. Pound's got a flat tire. He should be here shortly.
Jesus.
All our mamas and mamas.
Mamas.
We appreciate you. We love you. I think I said everything and everybody.
JD, on a serious note,
Hold on before we get to it.
just a short, it's going to be on the
I'm about to say I wanted to make sure. Go ahead.
On a serious note, we are getting ready to go into this so-called stage 2 of this whatever. Make sure you get your CMOS. If you don't get anything else, get your CMOS. Because you're going to need it when we go into the next 6 months. You're going to need it. I'm 71. I have not been sick. I don't have a
underneath
cold.
the thing.
I don't get a fever. I'm telling you, get your CMOS as soon as you can.
That's right.
Get it as soon as you can.
If you come to Crank the Block and donate socks,
It's underneath.
I will be selling CMOS. So yeah, holla at us. Definitely got the CMOS for you. We've been telling you about how CMOS is
come out,
preventative for a lot of things going on
Yes.
since end of February, March.
Shoot, before then, I want to say December.
Yeah, well, yeah, we talked about CMOS a long time ago, but yeah, we let it be known. Protect yourself.
Yes, yes.
And however you can get your immunity up, do that. And store your food. Not only just CMOS, start storing your dry foods because we're going to go into food shortages.
here pasta, rice, beans, and canned goods because the shelves are getting low on canned goods and they begin to up the prices on canned goods. Like they did toilet paper and paper towels. Now it's your food.
Food, yeah. So yeah, stock
There's
up.
already a shortage in the grocery stores already for like rice and stuff. It's already that. Because I shop for a group home. So it's already a shortage. Even with pancake mix and stuff like that, it's hard to find. It's truly hard to find.
And all our winter produce is going to be low too. A lot of farmers is not making produce. They're not allowed to farm. And a lot of the animal farmers are not allowed to produce, animals, butcher the animals, anything. So if you get meat after a certain point, I don't know what kind of meat it is. So
Thank you, sir, for letting us get that health note out there.
Yeah, I mean, it could have, as I said, it could have made it a half second because I just wanted to finish our quick openings and introductions, my brother. So we're just going to go right on over to Juice. What's good, bro?
What's good, bro? Shout out to Sun, man, becoming the team
Thank you.
yesterday.
There you go.
Happy
birthday, Jay!
Man, it's pretty hot outside, man. Everybody make sure they stay hydrated.
what?
Jesus.
Get some watermelon.
Also, shout out to at King Shug from up Morton Street, man. They had a Stop the Violence photo shoot last weekend.
Wow,
On
wonderful,
Morton Street,
wonderful,
man.
wonderful.
All the local rappers came out, took pictures with people.
That's awesome.
Shout out to that.
That's what's up, man. And, before we leave Brody on that situation, shout out to the wifey, because, let me say live, hold on, bring it back this way. Raina, I'm sorry. I said we would be there, and we weren't there. My bad. I'm apologize on air. Wait, wifey, my bad. That's how you stay out the doghouse with your own lives. Anywho. L Boogie is in the building. Now, before we even let L Boogie say anything, which y'all need to know, is L Boogie is an official part of ABX and he works heavily. However, he's like Batman. He pops in. We don't know when his days off are. We don't know what's going on. And he's just like, hey guys, L Boogie's in the building. What do you do, man? How you doing? How's work?
It's work, man. It's work.
That's right.
Hey,
Feeling good?
Yes.
Get your
Are you
watermelon.
hanging around for a while for the block party? So bad.
Better.
Cool beans.
Yes, sir.
And Sizzle.
Cecilia.
What it do? Come on, man. You got that new merch on. Don't be just leaning over looking all. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We out here.
You want me to show up your design too, baby?
Listen, no, that's not what we not. Listen, I'm going to tell you about that.
Excuse me, y'all. And my fire jet stands.
What's up,
And my
sis?
fire jet.
What's going on?
What's up?
How you feeling?
Showing off my gear here.
Can't get. You got to step over here. You going to have to step over here because they can't see you. So we're going to give her.
Round the board.
What is she?
I'm getting like Katrina.
Look at him. Look at him. And of course, rounding out the gang, Jacob and Jaden are out in the lobby, chilling, being teenagers. I love it. Anywho, we decided today we were going to just stay with the theme of what you want to call it, the block party theme, but really more or less family and fun. So we're gonna free fall today. We're gonna free fall, have a little fun, talk that talk.
What's up? I'm going to start with you first.
No, you're not about to start nothing.
Okay.
You about to get off the panel. That's
Start
what
with
you
me, man.
No, that's what you about to do.
Yeah.
You about to get off the panel. No,
Nah,
that
but
shit not about to
that
happen.
she brings up a
And you
good
gonna
point.
answer her? I was going, yes, we was going to get to
Make sure.
We come back to that much later on.
You know what? Excuse me.
She asked a good question.
She's
Everybody
done.
wear masks later on too.
You are up front now. Excuse me. You
Oh,
you gotta go over there.
come on,
I
don't.
said make sure they wear security mask.
Make sure they wear their mask.
Yeah.
for-
Oh,
for
thank you, Nutty.
Hey.
Cause yes. So please, please wear your mask. Please
Yes.
bring them. Please.
Yeah, you can't shop if you ain't got no mask.
Yes. Cause we will
No
have
entry.
we will have Montu and the Mitch Crab pop up
And security will be at the
in
front.
the lobby.
Yes, sir.
I can't tell that story on this camera, but security will be here. And security's a little different around here. It's not your customary security. So y'all make sure y'all have y'all masks. All jokes to the left, and come to have fun, man. We got games and all types of stuff for the kids, basketball. Y'all might actually get to see this thing go to work. Y'all might get to see that thing. I mean,
As long as he's on the free throw line, he good.
And the story comes
Here we
back.
go. You know what? Before we go to this, let me tell this quick story since we're here. Let me tell this quick story. Hold on.
Explain
So
yourself.
This one time in history, right? Y'all have heard them bring this up several times, but I ain't never had time to explain it. This one time, this one game, it's a championship game. Championship game tournament, summer tournament, y'all know in the hood. I scored! 33 total points, 27 in the second half, right?
You did.
Half my team wasn't there. Let's go. Championship game, we're gonna go. We get there, boom.
Oh, you put it on your back.
Put them on my back.
Oh, all right.
See, you see, he's not saying
I
up
was
to that
just
part,
making
right?
sure,
This is what we not doing,
I
right?
got the visual.
Get the visual, right?
I
Put 'em
got
on.
denied nothing he's saying. He's telling the absolute
You
truth.
get
Threw
that?
it back there like a satchel. You know what I'm saying?
That is the good part. You know what I'm saying?
Threw it on the back like a money bag, right? I feel you, man. You made
End
it
of the
all.
game, end of the game.
Oh, okay.
We down. I got the ball in my hands.
Right.
Boom. Get to the rim. Spirit, get fouled. Game's over. We down. 2 free throws. Game's over. I missed the first one. This is the thing. This is the prop. See, this is where you're at. I missed the first one.
Right.
But what he had said initially, because we were under college rules, is that it wasn't 2 shots. He said it was 1 and 1.
So you ready to get a rebound?
He got the rebound. Put the rebound back up. Made the shot. We run halfway down the block because we think the game over.
They said, nah, 2 shots.
2 shots. We got to come all the way back. At this point now, I'm trying to set it up. At this point, we done ran all the way down the block. We celebrating the second free throw like I got to get myself together.
All right, so
I never even got to take the second free throw.
What?
Called a free throw violation. So it took too long to free throw line. I didn't even know that was the thing until then.
What I
at
tell
that
you
point.
before you get yourself together, though? What I tell you before you get yourself together?
Go ahead, man. Go
I
ahead.
said throw it off the backboard. I'm gonna get it again.
He
told
You
him
ain't
what
been
to
the
do.
champion
He
that I
want
am.
to do all
I
these
didn't make the free
free
throw.
animations.
I was gonna tie the game
Before you
up.
take
We was going to overtime. That's what I was gonna do. I felt like I was, still gonna be the hero. I didn't. In hindsight, it made more sense to do that because if we would have won the game, we'd have put it back instead of going to overtime. But I scored 33, and that's what got us there. And I was now. So they just berate me for this situation. Like it was a horrible time. I mean, we lost the championship. I mean, hey, it happens, but it happens. Hey, but I mean, you gonna get no credit. Like
The Aries is showing, bro.
I had 33, Slim.
I feel you, bro.
27 in the second half.
I got you. What would Coach Carter say?
Coach Carter would say, you don't give a shit about none of that. But
That was the first time I actually seen somebody get a whistle for not shooting a free throw.
yeah, that was my first time too. It never happened again. I played a lot of basketball after that. College, house, it never happened again. I promise you guys, never happened again. That's it. I'm gonna let her. Since you didn't leave the panel like I said, you still here, so you go ahead. You might as well go ahead.
Stan, how was the scooter ride, man?
Oh,
I
the
wanna
scooter
ride
rides. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, hold on. Tell the people. families in town.
Oh yeah. Well, my family they just left. My 2 cousins, B, and then and they 2 wives, and they just came up here to visit to get away. They're from North Carolina, and they just wanted to see something different for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so the whole story is I went to go check them out. They were staying in a hotel on K Street. And when I went to go check them out, they had all these scooters, y'all. Now, mind you, they older than me. They like 40, some of them 40, 38, you know what I mean? So I pull up, I'm like, what y'all about to do? We about to ride scooters, cuz. Scooters. Like, look, they was so serious, like, we gonna ride scooters. I'm like,
we're gonna ride scooters.
Okay.
You thought you were the visitor for a minute, didn't you?
Right. That's what they asked me. You ain't never ride scooters? Ain't this what y'all do out here? I'm like, I don't know. So, you want a scooter, cuz?
Why?
So, yeah, I think I do. Want a scooter. Let me tell y'all, I ain't gonna lie, this is like the most fun I'd had in a minute. When I tell y'all riding on this scooter was a blast, I got on this scooter at 8 o'clock. I ain't get off the scooter till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
You had fun. You had some serious
I'm
fun.
saying, look, I had it up on this. I'm talking about I took them all up 14th Street. We like bumping into white people by accident. Sorry, oh sorry. Turned on you. Went up Georgia Avenue. Right, we went all through Uptown on a scooter. I'm like, look, we don't even need a car no more. Just get you a scooter.
Get your scooter.
I'm telling y'all, this thing ran for like 5-6 hours. It could not die.
Flies bothering me. I'm sorry.
It could not die. I had to get tired of it.
We're going to take the team out on a scooter ride then.
They got the mopeds now too.
Huh?
They got the mopeds now too.
Yeah. I had the little joint with the skateboard, but it was like, you had bike wheels on it, but it had a motor. So you just kick it a little bit.
They got the actual mopeds
They
on
actually
too.
got the mopeds.
The mopeds.
Yeah. With the
To
helmet.
do that
With the help.
when it's cooler.
Huh?
A lot of people used to
Cup
ride
holder.
the scooters up the hill when they was like
Yeah.
walking up the hill. They used to ride it up Egginton all
Yeah.
the way up to the school and park it right there in front of the building.
I believe it. Them joints be moving too.
They do.
I'm like, what's the oh.
Actually, now that I think about it, did anybody watch 85 South? No. This week?
Are they
I
back?
was gonna say,
Yeah, it came on Friday. But Kenny, you watched it a little
Kenny
bit
Burns.
this year with Kenny
Yeah,
Burns
yeah.
on it.
I didn't even know they was back.
They had Kenny Burns on. Because what they doing is they not doing, live shows. They in the trap, as they call it. It's basically similar to what we're doing. They sit on the couch. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, podcast.
But the topic itself
Right.
was interesting. And I posted a few clips in reference to, talking about young black man business, not giving up, pushing forward, and with everything that's going on. I wanted to ask y'all, do y'all feel that during this quarantine, do you feel that you have learned anything new, picked up a skill? Like, what have you learned about yourself from this unexpected quarantine? To be careful about, I didn't know how I wanted to word that. Yes, but yeah. Right.
You gonna start with me?
Yeah, well, you know what? Because you probably we'll start.
I start.
Yeah.
He bypassed me again.
I mean, this quarantine actually helped me, because I could have used Arts Island in different ways and different ideas, new ideas. And I found my love for journalism and all the engineering.
Yeah.
Engineering.
Church.
That's true. El Church.
Yes, sir. Bro.
So this opened up new opportunities for me.
I would say I learned more patience, more self-evaluation,
Oh, yes.
and just to not give up on things I believe in.
Okay.
So-
And that was heavily touched in terms of, we'll get back to it. Bro. Other bro. Yeah, moi. Yeah.
determined to make me talk. Like, oh,
Yes, sir. You got a mic on.
You got a mic.
You got a mic. And look how good you look in the camera.
Yeah,
look
I'm
at
pretty sexy. Man. I got rid of Frederick Douglass. I'm good.
He came prepared.
No, it's crazy. I mean, I work in grocery store, so I'm constantly seeing the effects of everything. Some people handle it different ways. Some people handle it in horrible ways. Like literally had customers straight go at it.
Wow.
Dude just called a lady straight out her name. You ever heard of social distancing, B? Like literally in the middle of a grocery store with a bunch of people. It's crazy. But now it's kind of getting back to normal. Everything's kind of normalizing. People kind of used to it, but it's still crazy. It's still crazy.
Well, what have you gotten from it?
My patience is very thin. I gotta hold my tongue a lot more.
So has that gotten better though?
No, it hasn't.
So
The mask at work actually helped because it muffles some of what I'm saying.
And I agree.
Man, the filter has gotten.
You know what?
Actually, the filter got to go back in the
I
shower.
think you're going left with this. I can feel that's going left. CC, what have you got from this? I can feel it going
Nah,
left.
that was good though. It was honest. Cause I'm sure people out there feeling like that.
He about to start having people calling and tell me, I'm sick
You know
of
what?
Man, since we on this topic,
He right.
I'm sick of
bro.
Put that brother on. Tell him, listen, I'm tired of this.
Put the mic back on that brother.
Sizzle.
I find myself a lot of painting. Like right now, I'm in the middle of painting my mother's jacket that she didn't know I started painting on.
Sizzle's picked up a lot of skills, in my opinion. But at 18, I feel like you should. No. Can you let Sizzle do her thing, Grandma?
Sizzle, you want to show your style?
No, listen, chill. Jeez, man, Christmas, man. Man, y'all might not see my mother next week. She might be replaced with, y'all remember when how Aunt Viv and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
You can't replace mama.
Slide her in with a whole new, hey, Mom, what? That is not his mother.
Trying to find my mom in the spot just because their hair is similar. You might get canceled. Don't get that.
But Sizzle, man, has really picked up, and Sizzle's picked up a lot of stuff. She's been working on her clothes, but Sizzle also low key did our website.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So we appreciate you. So don't sell yourself short. Absolutely not. And then your mother gonna probably have to come over here if she got a skill she picked up in the situation.
Excuse me, man.
She ain't pick up nothing. Okay. Well, Sizzle said her mother ain't pick up nothing, so I'm not gonna ask her the question. I'm sorry. That's what Sizzle said.
No, but I agree.
Nobody can see you or hear you. So you have to go to the mic. Go to the mic. Just step over to the mic because they can see you from right there. Yeah.
I kind of agree with my brother here. Wearing the mask kind of holds your tongue back. So that's what I learned through this is holding that tongue back. But I also was looking into taking classes online. So I started doing my research on that. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, if I'm going to stay in the field that I'm in with healthcare or pick back up on business. But I'm looking forward and starting some classes online.
Evolution.
Yeah.
See, now that brings up another question. A question that is
before you bring up another question, you gotta say what you picked up though.
Yeah, I got you. I ain't gonna ask the question yet. That's all I was about to say. But what did I learn? I learned this resiliency, resolve, tenacity, and sticking to your guns. I feel like lately a lot of people want me to take back my points, not on like on the show. I'm just talking about in general. I feel like people bark up a tree that is me And then when I may lay some facts on them or something that's too heavy for them, you know, they want me to retract or they want me to make it nice for them or whatever, you know. But you done poke the bear, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, you know, I've had to learn, not necessarily like how to let a lot of people go, but some people just, you know, the energy don't mix. I feel like since Corona, the negativity in a lot of people is just stronger. You know, if they really didn't really rock with you, they can't hide it no more. You know, and it's just making me take everything for what it is, you know. Like in both ways, the people that are there for me, I appreciate them even more. And those people that are not, I'm learning better how to be okay with that. You know what I mean?
And if you will allow me to, sir.
All right.
As I said with Sizzle, who just walked back in, I think maybe Brody's selling himself a bit short too, because I see this dude, either I see him on a daily basis or I talk to him every day. So this is my brother, my little brother. We are not blood, but this is my brother in every way that counts. From the minute, well, even before all of this started, like at 33, he was transitioning into his next phase of manhood. And over watching this process, like even in some rough stages, like this dude, man, has grown immensely as a person, as a human being. And I think this situation caused him to kind of have to, at different points in time, to sit in pockets and understand certain stuff about himself because of other people. Not because he's sharp. He's been sharp. You know his resume if you watch the show. Like, it has nothing to do with intellect. It has nothing to do with knowledge. It has everything to do with life and interaction and how people react to him versus how he reacts to people. And learning that has been a transition. It's been tough at times. Would you agree?
I agree.
So I think you're selling yourself short to some extent because you've grown immensely in the midst of the situation.
Thank you, man.
Based on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I will take that.
Yeah.
And I will not rebut that at all. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mama.
Yes.
Other than pushing my buttons, what have you picked up in this quarantine?
Mama. Sea moss.
You know I'm going to get to that part.
Man.
I'm going to get to that. But
Herbal cream.
Yeah. I've learned to be more healthier, and even though you have had me 13 years in your household, and you've always gave me healthy things, but sometimes I would put my foot down and act a little stubborn. But I've learned how to do that. I'm also learning. I'm now learning how to stop sugarcoating things. Because I sugarcoat and I makes it worse and hurt people instead of loving the way I love them. I should be upfront and direct with them. I haven't got there all the way, but I'm still in a process of growing to be frankly with you, and I'm learning to stop putting myself down so much. Because I'm watching other people reach their goals. I have a lot of talent that I'm afraid sometimes to use or just speak on them, but I'm learning now that I can do anything with the help and the strength from God. So I've learned a lot being quarantined.
And the right surroundings.
Yes.
That was beautiful, Mama.
What I have learned in the quarantine, I could write a book.
Oh, man.
Literally.
So much
Skills.
about a book.
Hey, nice segue, right? Speaking of book. Well, yeah, since we already plugged it. I mean, I know y'all hear me say it's coming, but this quarantine, it kind of messed up a lot of stuff, but I actually had to do the dedication page the other night, stayed up all night writing it, sent it in, got the email back, excellent, boom, we on the move. Now we got that final draft I got to draft the first draft and the final draft after I got the dedication in. Should be coming in next, and then we can. But again, everything is moving at a snail's pace, literally, because of the way the world is set up. So y'all just bear with us, but that book is coming, and I actually had to get everybody's name spelled correctly, so everybody that's a part of it, we coming, still coming. But that said, what I learned in the quarantine. First things first. who you surround yourself with will either make you or break you in life.
Indeed.
It's the first thing I learned.
That's true.
The second thing is no matter what anyone says or does, you have to stay solid in how you operate. Mama, brother, wife, cousin, kids, like, we do it in life, but I can take and say, well, this person did that to me, so this is why I did X, Y, Z. So let me explain what I mean by that. Yes, absolutely. My mother slaps me right now. I can then go off and be mad at somebody and do some crazy stuff and say, my mother slapped me, that's why I did it. However, when I'm owning that situation, my mother's not with me, or I slap, like, the realism of things you do, even if nobody knows, if you real true and solid to who you are, it's gonna hit at some point in time. And at that point, here we go. My favorite word becomes accountability. Like, yeah, everything you do in the dark comes to light one way or the other, even if nobody knows. Right. And that light can sometimes just be inside of you. And the more darkness that you have to fight through within yourself, the harder it is to be who you were created to be completely, to share that light inside of you that you were created to share. So you have to own who you are and how you operate and the things you allow in and what you don't. And that said, it's value at that point. Like, this is how I'm going to operate, this is who I'm going to be, and this is what I'm going to do. Whoever you are, family, friend, or foe, this is how you're going to have to operate with me or not. I have no problem with what you do. I'm not judging your life, but this is what I'm going to deal with and what I'm not going to deal with, because I'm not going to allow you to put me in a position to where I have to say, well, you made me do such and such, and now I'm paying for it, though. Because if y'all notice, everybody's going to say exactly, well, that was your choice. The same exact thing. And that comes from a place of watching the violence happen around in our communities with these kids and certain things, even with the last one with the young boy with a straight bullet in. I saw on the internet that the guys that were arrested for were from that neighborhood, and it was their fire trying to protect the neighborhood that one of the bullets wound up killing the youngins. So I saw people in the neighborhood like, well, they were trying to protect, and I'm just like, I get it in theory because it's cold, but that's part of the thing. Like, once you pull that trigger, you have no if you don't know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
You have no control over where it goes at that point, and you knew that anyway when you let it go because you was letting go, trying to defend. So, I mean, I understand the principle of trying to protect the neighborhood, but you also have to take responsibility, and that's where that whole, when you're really thinking about it, it's a toggle back and forth because I come from that. So I'm going to say I understand that principle from the youngest defending the block, but at the same time, it's been too much of that. These kids, somebody's got to take responsibility for their actions. So that would be the second thing I learned. And then the third thing, the skill set. ABX has grown immensely in the midst of this.
Come on, man.
Seriously.
I'm saying, though, my question.
I got to get my 3 things I learned.
No, but go ahead.
ABX has grown immensely, new fans, and we picked up a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, of which you will see the rollout as we continue to move forward. That's my things.
Word. Now, the question I wanted to ask was, because it's the conversation right now, we talking about skills and skill sets.
Okay, so it connects to it, okay.
Right, so we was talking about business, and one of the interesting conversations right now is, is it better to have a degree or skills, and how jobs and the career field is going more into having skills and being skill-based than having a degree.
Hold on, before you go. I know what you mean, but can you break it? I know what you mean, but I want, can you give me more?
Already they're restructuring certain government, like jobs and job fields, to not be based to have a 4-year degree before you have entry. You can have entry with a certain level of skill, period. And they're going more into skill-based job offerings and less into, have to have a degree, 4-year degree. They rather you just have skills now. And more companies and organizations are going in that direction. To have like micro educations. They rather you get online, do a short certificate program, have a micro education and a skill, and then,
consider you went to college. Now, when you say skills and degrees, I'm looking at skills as being something you on hand more than paper in college, because I'm asking the question, you and Jermaine both. When you're in college, you're doing more paperwork and reading and studying, and you're not hands-on fixing and dealing with skills. And so
it depends.
It depends on what
if you're
you
a
take.
science to tech or engineering field, you got to get hands on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
In the same token, when you say skills and diplomas, degrees, I'm looking at what the kids are coming out with degrees now that are not getting top dollar. They're getting paid under because so many kids getting degrees.
Or they're not getting a job, because a lot of times 4-year degree and having a second degree makes you overqualified.
Okay.
And sometimes, like when you go to school for something and you get the degree, 9 times out of 10 you never go in the field that you study for.
Okay.
So you trump up all these loans and all that, and then you got to pay that back.
But look, I want to say this. One thing too I learned too, it is like really all about skills, because you can have a degree, but even in my field, if you don't have certifications, you know what I mean, you can't go but so far, or you're only going to get a certain kind of pay grade. And what I realized and on the back end was that I could have just got certifications and been working, you know what I mean, and never went to school for say. I literally had one good white guy who was like kind of like a boss. He was a supervisor, and he was making $100K. Never went to school. He just started out going for all the certs. He got an A+, got a security plus. Then he went into the engineering certs, and he never went to a 4-year program.
So I know this is going to stoke the bear a little bit.
All right.
But that kind of, because we talk about it, it kind of questions or makes you question the importance of what they put on our educational system.
Absolutely.
Even if you look at how things are going and how you got more money being directed in other places than in our educational system. Looking at all the cameras, because y'all need to understand this is crazy. You got money being, man. You had a plan set up in a lot of these states for stores and businesses to open up before they even start having a conversation about what the kids were going to do. And then you wait a month and a half before the kids about to start to want to have the, who am I to judge? But
have a conversation
when you say that, it does, for me, I'm thinking like, okay, because even with the kids, it's like, okay, understanding that this educational system is I guess it's a necessity to some extent, you know, the base points of it, you read and write and arithmetic. However, when you start to get through the high school process and then you talking about history and certain things they teach us, like,
well, see,
is it really
true history?
Now, but see, this is why I tell black people we got to study our history. This system we have is not an education system. And I'll give everybody an example. It's a pristine, historic example, because they don't teach us the real history. And then all of us heard of the Renaissance. We heard of William Shakespeare, all these great writers. What they don't tell you is that our ancestors taught them how to read and write poetry and all this stuff. And before, they were experiencing what was known as the Dark Ages. And our ancestors came in and taught them what's known as 7 liberal arts and sciences. And it brought them out of ignorance. Remember, they was eating their babies. They was having the plague. They was diseased.
Which brings to the question of what I'm saying, because I don't want to misunderstand that point. Like, education is an absolute necessity, but are we being taught the right things?
Well, this is what I'm saying. We're not getting an education.
That's okay. That's
we're not getting an education. And education is 7 liberal arts and sciences.
And are we getting that?
Grammar is one of them. First of all, we don't get grammar at all. We get language. We learn English, but we never learn grammar. This is why people can't write their own contracts. They don't understand law, because we never learn grammar. Just like how I always showing how all the words mean different than what we think they mean. And we can't recognize it because nobody ever taught us grammar.
And to correlate that to what he's saying, or what you finish, y'all have heard somebody say this, and probably hundreds of times. The lawyers operate to the letter.
Yeah, to the letter of the law.
That meaning tells you everything.
Yeah.
We don't understand letter of the law.
The law. We don't. And they use little trick words to make contracts, because what you say out your mouth is a contract. But yeah, rhetoric, like we doing right now, you're supposed to learn rhetoric as a child, how to speak in public. Arithmetic, not just math. Math is one part. Arithmetic goes into space science as well. We're supposed to learn astronomy. And one key thing they don't teach children and don't teach us is logic. Simple logic.
Common sense ain't that common.
Let me tell y'all, our community struggles with deductive reasoning. Like, okay, I'm not even going to say the religious joints, but simple things, time frames. Okay, if I produce some evidence to the contrary of what you believe and it puts this thing out of time frame, that's called deductive reasoning. You should be able to take and see that, okay, well, this thing doesn't fit anymore. That's simple logic, and a lot of people can't do that. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't have simple logic, like common sense logic. We're supposed to learn that in school.
Said that. Common sense ain't that common.
In school. And yeah, astronomy.
And I
we're
feel
not getting
like,
education.
in that sense, when you ask that question you just asked, we didn't answer. I think people that know what they know that. Like, that's why this focus on skills.
Yeah.
Because some people know, oh yeah, great, you got 17 years of school, good for you, but can you do something?
But see, this is
You know what I'm saying? Like,
is how
can you
they
do something?
distinguish, y'all. This is how they distinguish. They ask people, or they judge you by what kind of school you go to. Like Ivy League schools, if you did not know, they're liberal arts schools. That's why they're all colleges. You know, you have Harvard University, which is a collection of all these different colleges. But when you go undergrad, you graduate from college, and the main degree you only can graduate with a liberal arts degree, undergrad. Then you get a specific whatever. You know what I mean? And that's how they do all the Ivy League schools, because they teach in 7 liberal arts and sciences still, and then they give us a lesser education.
And that is, and you can see that. That's got to be clear fact, because look at how that works out. Everybody can't go to Harvard or Princeton. You can't. They make it very difficult for you to get the real.
It's a means of exclusion on purpose.
They want the money.
They want to keep.
I wouldn't even say it's the money. It's the people controlling. The people that's running that, they already got the money. They use money as a means to exclude people they don't want.
If you had the money like the people that went to Harvard, you can go to Harvard.
Yeah, you could definitely go to Harvard.
So
you could definitely.
If you ain't got the money, then
But see, the game is played not around the money; it's played around the mind.
The mind, yeah.
Because what happens is, it's not like we can't get money. You know, even when you got people they let us get some money. But they already in the mind. That's why you have your situations like you Whitney Houston's, you know, Princess, because they in the mind now. And in some cases, they in the spirit. And I know it's a little deeper.
They be controlling the people. Even though they be having all the wealth, they be controlling them.
So we have to establish who we are, and they never allow us to do that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's how they play it. If you don't know who you are as a person, and the only thing you find value in is the dollar, and the dollar ain't got no value, what do you think what value do you think they have on you? Because they know there's no value in the dollar, and you put your value in the dollar.
See, now that's a good example of simple logic. Like, people be like, you know, we are killing and all this for money, right? But I could easily show in United States law that in 1933 we've been bankrupt since 1933. Never came out of bankruptcy. The dollar's not even worth anything. We going around warning people to make it have value. So, like, literally, we out here killing people for something that don't even have no value. It's not even gold. It'd be one thing if it was gold.
And the trick that's played on us from the mental standpoint is that we use that paper that's worth nothing to barter things back and forth. So it on the surface,
it's our means of exchange.
Exactly. It on the surface means everything to us because we can't get anything without it. You get it? But the reality of the situation is you can get everything without it if you understood who you are and what you had. So
yeah,
it's a serious, tricky, messed up game that it's going to take some time. We working on it. It's going to take some time.
I think God is making us.
Yeah, absolutely.
God is making us, and I think people don't want to accept that. But God is like, okay.
You got to see
you
it.
don't listen. I honestly believe it because I have dreams about this. God is like, look, y'all don't want to let y'all slave master go.
I'm gonna shut you down.
I'm gonna take them from you. I'm gonna make it so you gotta make your food. You ain't gonna be able to go. You know what I mean? You gonna have to grow it. You want a lamb chop? You gonna have to go out there and kill it. You know what I mean? It's seriously going there, and it's funneling that way fast. You know, and I think a lot of parts of ourselves we don't want to deal with. God is like, nah, you gonna deal with it.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying to you. Because I don't think, like, I agree with that, but I think it's on a deeper level. I just think it's all individual based, and I'm saying that to say, like, a lot of people
it's
don't
collective
even,
too.
yeah, they don't even realize, like you said the other day, we was talking about, when we was on the porch, you was like, be careful what you ask for, and we was joking.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people pray for better. A lot of people pray on a regular, you know, God, please deliver me from the situation, or God, help us be, protect, like, okay, you're praying, but they praying in the sense of a humanistic worldly view, and the way God sees it is like you don't even understand your power. You don't even understand how free you can be. You don't even understand how much you can have in abundance. From that aspect, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
So when you get to that point in that principle and understanding that, it becomes how, and that's where the faith thing comes in. But
you know, I can go right to Coach, man. Coach will tell you right out the Bible. It says you must first change your mind.
Yes, Lord, man.
You must first. So everything is working off your mental intent. If you viewing your life negatively and you praying on that, you still gonna produce some skewed results.
Yeah.
You gotta clear your mind. You gotta imagine yourself being better, in a better state, living a better life. And you got to pray for that. You can't focus on the negativity that's in front of you.
You know, I'm listening to you and Jermaine, and I'm looking at the whole thing. We're going to the Bible. You know, with this COVID-19, I call it a blessing. Somebody may say she is crazy as the devil, but it's a blessing because, like you said, it made us start to look at us.
Yep.
It made us realize that we use a lot of paper that was no good anyway to fill their pockets for them to buy the gold and silver. You're not as soon as they opened up the doors, everybody was in the stores buying clothes and stuff and just piling up the carts. But yet for the first 3 months you didn't worry about those things.
Right.
But now you're right back.
Right.
But you know, it's and I feel in my heart we're gonna, like we talked, me and you talked, we get ready to get shut down. We get ready to get shut down.
Without
because
question.
He said, I'll come to you and show you something. But now if you don't pay attention, the next time I come, I'm going to get your attention.
Harder.
I'm going to get your attention.
Yeah.
So when he comes to us between now and September and the end of the year, you better pay attention.
Yeah.
I know you got another opinion on that. I'm just talking. I'm talking on a.
If y'all think it's a game, if you think it's about Corona,
it's not.
We done told you.
That's what I was saying.
It ain't all Corona. So let me. They want to call your number.
But I'm not saying
they want to call your number, and they will bring about any means they can. They want to start a race war. They want. They got other viruses.
Y'all putting well, not y'all, because that's what you were just explaining. Yeah. But I think it's too much emphasis, and I know that's what we are, and I've been trying to avoid doing this.
Go ahead. Because
COVID is real, but it's real in terms of how much you believe. And I know that sounds crazy.
No.
But hear me out.
No.
It's I know it don't sound crazy to you.
Sense.
I know, listen what I'm saying.
Now,
I'm
go ahead.
We had this conversation. Or you.
Go ahead.
I'm saying it is as real as you believe it to be, because the actual scientific situation, if you paid attention to anything, even just looking at the number, COVID-19, well, we're the first 18. Scientific studies tell you clearly that when they do these, it's always trial
in error.
So that's why you got to 19 before this one got released. And okay, we got one that we can kind of play around with, and it's not too deadly, honestly, but it's enough to where, as if your system is weak, if you are older and you have, or if you take medications or anything, but you know what though? This is the thing. If you catch the flu, you're in the same exact situation. It's as real as you believe it to be. And I'm not saying don't wear your mask. I'm not saying none of that, because clearly I just told y'all bring your mask for the event today. Rock the block, baby. We in here. 6:30 or 9:30. But
well, I mean, like, and this is why I try to get people to understand, man. Like, it's more to it. Your body is full of viruses. The environment is full of viruses.
Yeah, bacteria.
Actually, in a lot of ways, viruses are a catalyst for your evolution. So do you not want the virus? You might want the virus. You know what I mean? Now, when people say, okay, well, older people dying off, you know, a lot of people don't have the means to go to the next stage of evolution. Point blank, period. They're past the, you know, it is what it is. But really, everybody's focused on the mask and all this. It's all about immunity, and all your immunity comes from sunlight.
There you go.
Comes from the things that come from sunlight, you know. And everybody needs to be running towards that. If you're really terrified of COVID, you need to run towards nature as fast as you can, breakneck speed. Don't turn around and look back.
Now, let me ask a real question, because I read heavily. I'm looking there. I want you to understand.
Genesis 1:29. God gave the people herbs and fruit-bearing seed. Ye should eat as your meat.
That said,
herbs and fruit.
Let me ask a real question.
All right.
All these numbers for which everybody has. Everybody has all the numbers.
She in the zone.
Yeah,
all the numbers. All these people that have contracted. I'm asking you the question, and I know some people personally, right? What is the percentage of death? I will take anybody to call in here right now. What is the percentage of death? Don't give me a number, because that's what they throw y'all in the media. They throw y'all numbers because you hear 5,000 people have died from COVID, but you don't realize that 119,000 maybe have contracted it. So if you understand that in a percentage base, and then if you take and break down that 5,000 people and understand what type of issues they had beforehand, you're probably going to take a thought. Go ahead.
Fun fact. You can go on Google and literally type in a random number and put COVID deaths, and it'll come up with that.
But and still, even though
y'all heard me, I tried this out yesterday.
But Stan,
you literally can put in random numbers, and it'll be like,
so then if that's
1,022.27.55 COVID deaths. Like literally, it's ridiculous.
Right? If the percentages, in fact, you can Google it for yourself. Challenge me.
I mean,
if the percentages are higher, actually on average, if you look over the last 10 years, the more people have died from the flu, and you could take and stretch those numbers out with the way they did this COVID thing, and you can say that basically the more people would have died from the flu than they would have COVID at this point.
Listen, man.
Stretch it out. Look it up. Challenge me. Challenge me. Call me next week.
Look, y'all ain't see on the CDC. The CDC came out last week talking about the new threat is families. Y'all ain't see that, did y'all?
I saw
they all stay together.
The new threat is families, and they already talking about coming to take you out your house and separate you from your kids.
Yeah.
You think this is about COVID? Oh, Keys, my bad. This is not about COVID. They want your life. I hope you don't wait until
divide and conquer. Yes.
You know they knocking at your door to understand.
But you know, and we're going to go to this thing about the deaths. Now, there's several family members that are working in hospitals, and my daughter in the show. How, when these people are dying, can you show me proof that these people are actually dying from the COVID-19?
They don't even have a
they're not dying from the COVID-19.
They're using some form of HIV test now to actually test for COVID. It's not even
now. It's
90% false positive, people. Do y'all understand what that means?
90% accurate.
90% false positive. How can you be testing people with something?
Look, we told them this in March. But see, look, and a lot of people won't believe that, but then look at Africa. The president of Ghana came out and said just that. It was created in Fort Detrick.
You got these people out here, including people in my family, this spreading propaganda, this is how they stay in our mind. We spread the propaganda they throw out, and it just spreads. The social media is the worst thing to happen in that aspect. One person sees it and they say, oh, well, this is fact because I just saw it here. And then another person shares that because this person shared it because they respect this person. Oh, well, I respect this person, so it must be true. Let me share it too. The propaganda's gone. And you know what? Everybody, because you got a little respect for this person or you like this person, you want to believe it, I'm going to share it. Now you're passing along information that has no legitimacy, no valid. Come on, man. 90% false positive, y'all.
They got y'all wearing a mask and it say on a box it don't protect you.
It don't protect you.
It say on
and
the box.
Hell, I saw it was a video. I didn't post a video where people is making the mask.
It says it on the box. It says it on the box in red letters. It says it on the box.
But let's go back to what. Let's go back.
Logic, man. Deductive reasoning.
I'm doing your pat now.
If it says it doesn't work on the box, it doesn't work. That means the contents inside the box is what the box is talking about.
But I'm going back to this but again. Even though we're not going to talk about anybody having it or whatever, but the point is, how can you tell me that the COVID-19 is coming back September.
You can't. That's what I'm trying to tell people. How they gonna
Now,
tell us?
let's go back to the comment. That's the comment.
Oh, I think the boogeyman is coming back.
This is the comment.
Oh, right about November. He's about to show up.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, I want to know, is he coming with Santa? You feel me? Like, this, you know what I mean?
We do know, like
When
you
should
said,
we expect
ladies,
him?
we know there is something that man has put out there, right?
Yeah.
But we also know that you got people, they all made a category that the Spanish people up in Upper Marlboro are the biggest carriers. And the next biggest carriers are blacks. So they're keeping those people in Upper Marlboro in these certain apartments cluttered up in that little area. So I guess we'll be next. That we're going right back to the time where the Jews were segregation. You keep this person, then you get us to fight against them on ourselves, and then we kill each other. Then that be less for them to have to take us out.
This, but I'm sure you probably know this. Does anybody realize that 4 years ago they were trying to challenge heavily, basically our freedoms all over again, Roe Wade, different things. Like we have been, they've been trying to challenge multiple things on the Supreme Court level in terms of our freedoms way before. And I'm talking about 4 years ago. You can go back and look it up. Like this is not new, and we have to. I know everybody has this thing because of fear and not wanting to really face the reality of the situations. Oh, conspiracy theory. Oh, this, that, and the third. Listen, at some point, it's not a conspiracy if the information is there for you to find and you're not looking for it because you're too busy following such and such and looking at having fun and placing memes.
Well, I mean, anybody that used the conspiracy theory, you're just an agent for the FBI. They came up with that.
That's it.
To the conspiracy theory concept was there to quell dissonance, black revolutionary dissonance. So when people was coming out telling the truth, they would label them as conspiracy theorists. FBI. Read your Freedom of Information Act documents. FBI, CIA, all the tactics, they're there. People don't want to read them.
And you know, it's going to go right back to my age and older. We were taught by the white people to do certain things, and we don't want to admit it. We was taught that this is what you had to have, and this is what. So we're passed it down to our children, and our children, pray to God, it stops with your children.
But see, you ain't gonna like to see because that Bible too.
Yeah, but some of the, but you know, we talk about that. Who wrote it? Some of it is God gave description to those He want to put certain scriptures in there, and then we know that man has his way of putting his words in it. But then, in the same token, like I told you, God ain't gonna be a liar. Now the word may be so whatever.
The word won't be a liar. The way the word is being constricted ain't the truth.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Let me finish mine, y'all. His word won't be a lie. Yeah. But the point is that you made a statement, Stan, about meditation and going outside. People think I'm the most craziest person in the world. That I go outside at night and I meditate. I watch that sun go down sometimes, and I definitely try to watch that sun come up in the morning. And I try to breathe as much of what God has provided for me. When that bird is singing to me and he's breathing, I'm taking in some of that air that that bird is breathing. Not that because man might have put this in the air or a towel here or powder there. I know there's something, but then I know that I am living on my beliefs. My beliefs, not nobody else's, but what I stand on, and we go back to it. And my stand on, when I go back to my, my sea moss, he said, you put something healthy in your body, I'm going to keep you moving. I'm looking for the earthly stuff to put in my body to keep me going, because the food that I grow, I know is good. I ain't got to worry about what's sprayed on it. And I noticed the other day on TV, and Jermaine told me it's good news, but I noticed now you got more of the opposite of us. Got gardens all around their backyard now. All around their backyard.
Everybody knows where it's going. You know, like people, like I said, people think this is Corona. You got to think military, psyop. And whenever you have war, the main tactic of war is to starve out the enemy.
Yes.
You know, Battle of Canine, Rome, we burned all the crops, starved them out. You know what I mean? So, if you're not thinking food, you tripping. Because that's the main number one target. They don't have to actively engage you if you starve to death.
Yeah.
Facts. I want to say, because I don't want to say it and I don't want to be misunderstood. I absolutely believe in God.
Definitely.
Well, no.
I didn't say something to her. No, I said something. Y'all,
I want to say something about the Bible too.
The mics pick up everything. So I heard, I said something to her, and I said something about the Bible.
I walk with His word.
I know the Bible. I've read the whole Bible multiple times. But I also, thanks to my brother and different things that we've gone through, I've also now read other actual books. Now I need to get to that Circle 7 Quran.
Oh yeah, that's powerful.
That's the last piece.
Those are missing stories of Jesus.
Everything the whole point for me is that book was given after it was manipulated. The words were manipulated because God is in all of us, and if you understand that God is in all of us,
That's why you
that
gotta
we
get
are
a
all
relationship
gods in
with
our
him.
own
Get your
form of fashion,
relationship with
because that whole creation. That is the thing. Like, so this hope and dream of just standing on your knees and not getting up doing something is a problem, and this is why we've been stuck in this thing. Oh Lord, come save me. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's real. Like that whole swaying rock. They've been throwing rocks at us while we swaying. So at some point in time,
But see,
deduction and logic.
But see, this is what I'm gonna say about that too. Like when I was saying, you know, what I learned, because that's like one of the toughest things right there. Like, and literally, I'll give you a little bit more backdrop. I literally got into one of my boys, like since a child or whatever, because he wanted to comment on a post that I had about the word God. You know, and I try to give people insight because, you know, it's more to this thing than people understand. You know, and God literally means to invoke. So he had a little, you know, crunchiness or whatever about that. And he like, well, no, there's still a God. And he just jumped all the way out there, right? But, you know, even in the book, it says Eloha. And people don't understand Allah, Eloha. This is the same God in all these three religions.
God is God. He sits on high. Looks low. They ain't
They was all getting different names.
And so, you know, he kind of wanted to attack me based on what he believes in the Bible. Now, one thing, a lot of Christians, as soon as somebody doesn't believe in the Bible, they automatically assume or attack another person that they don't believe in God.
Which is a huge problem.
And that I don't believe in the Most High. And it's not that I am not a Christian. It's that we're all of these. We're not one of the other. These people made us believe that we're not Jews and Christians and Muslims and Buddhists, and you're not. You all of them. Because they're all one at one time.
Man named those other names. They created the different divisions.
Well, they follow
no, they
the
just
people.
divided and conquered. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They said it's the mind game. And you can
And
take something that we already had and split it. You get what I'm saying?
I literally was teaching people that Christianity is black, it's African. You know what I mean? If you want to go to the oldest Christians, you know them already. They're Egyptians. The people of the pyramid are the original Christians. If you go back in history, you'll find that all the Copts started right there next to the pyramids. The original Christians started right there.
Look it up.
Right there. And I gave some information about, you know, famous, a lot of people don't know, the famous saints in Christianity. They're all Moors. They're all black people. I taught them about the Theban Legion, right? The Legion from Thebes. They came into Rome and saved Christians at the time when Rome ain't want to have nothing to do with Christianity. We're actually killing Christians because they were still believing in their Greek gods, what we call Greek gods. So even the foundation that people believe in as church and believe in them giving us the Bible is a total crock.
Yes.
It's a total crock. When these people went into Africa and did missions, we already knew the religion. These people was teaching us everything. Nah, we was learning and we was hearing the same story back, and we could recognize, we like, oh yeah, we know that story. We could get with that. This is why you had all these missionaries going all around, and all the people was getting with it because they were already having the stories.
And I'm gonna take this step further and say this. I believe in God so much. I said I believe God loves us so much that He gave us the skin to protect us from the sun that comes up every day.
Absolutely.
And not everybody has that. So
Absolutely.
Y'all gotta understand.
That's the other part of the Bible.
There's a reason why they trying to kill us. There's a reason why they don't protect us. Like we are power.
Ezekiel.
We are the light.
Ezekiel says, the people shall tread their oppressors. The day shall come, the people will tread their oppressors under their toes like ashes.
Amen.
I think that's Ezekiel 13.
So y'all
God
can't
is
say
making
that we
a
don't believe
distinction.
in God on this show. You cannot
There's
do
God's
that.
people and there's these other people in the world. We just gonna leave it at that.
There you go. So you can't say we don't believe in God, but you can't say we don't believe in bull beep. That's what we don't believe in.
Yeah.
Hey, my bad. Hold on, because I forgot you even came in here. My brother Keith is also here. He popped up on us, man. Come start in the camera so they can see you right quick, man. Big Keith.
Yes, sir.
The nature man.
So actually, y'all want to know what's funny? Is Keith was on was July 7th last year. Yeah, the Mill Show. Keith was here, so y'all go back. Actually, I gotta rip that show and put that on our channel because I think that's one of them. But yeah, he was on one of our initial all-Mill show we had last year. We got kicked. But that's my brother. I didn't know him forever. Seems 20 plus years. Yeah. Going back to Calgary, 15, 16-year-old. But
Don't start the basketball thing.
yeah, nah, we probably missed that story earlier. I just told one earlier. But what's going on, man?
Championship game.
I got a championship story with him too. He flipped sides and they beat us in the championship. I won a few. I know it probably seems like I lost a lot of championship games, but it takes a lot to get there. But he flipped sides and we supposed to win, and then I don't even want to talk about it.
That's it.
He did, but it's still he messed us up. We was on the road.
Get there.
Come on, man, you gonna take
You
out.
be smooth with it. I like how you do that.
I've been listening to you guys talk for the past few minutes, about God and, Christianity. And, everybody has their own theory. At one point in time, I guess Islam supposedly is older than Christianity. And it's like you said, you said that Christianity, I guess, was here before Islam. You said that.
No, they're actually one. They're not. It's not really any separation other than the group of people and the language that they spoke.
I mean, honestly. I know because there was one story in the Bible at one time, right? They had these people that were supposedly trying to build this tower, right?
Right.
Trying to get to heaven.
Right.
And they knocked, and supposedly God knocked the tower down, and when they came through, they were all speaking different languages.
Right.
Right. That's the story of how everyone had their own language.
Right.
And because of that, at the time, they were really worshiping the way that they were worshiping. And because they couldn't speak to one another, when it came time to, I guess, tell the next person what was going on, they had their own outlook as to how they were going to.
I would disagree.
Say that. All right,
I would disagree. But this is why. Because, okay, in our history, right, our ancestors were speaking all of these languages. Matter of fact, when you talk about European settlers, right, the most fascinating thing they found out about America when they got here is that we could speak all the languages that they were already speaking on the other side.
When they got to America.
When they got to America, when you watch the story of Pocahontas and them was speaking perfect English when John Smith got here. Nobody ever notices that. They were speaking perfect English. And then you could find stories like Amerigo Vespucci said that when he got here, they were speaking Hebrew and English and Latin. And Spanish already, and if you go into the text, the Kara, the ancient Algonquin language is the oldest form of Arabic that exists. In Africa, they have Kara manuscripts that they can't even read because they can't even read the Arabic.
That's what I say. I guess, I thought English was one of the most newest learned languages.
Yeah, because actually, I wanted to ask that question too. But we ain't got no time.
Newest learned languages
I know he gonna
that they
answer.
had. English was one of the most newest learned languages. Back then, they were speaking Aramaic.
How come they don't speak English in England?
English is the same thing as Meta Neter. It's broken. Okay, you got Meta Neter, right? And Meta Neter is is Arabic. Arabic is basically what you call Latin today in Spanish. It's the same thing. And then all these other languages split out of that. So basically, we still using words that they use in Egypt. The, is, it, at. All these are Egyptian words, essentially, from the same.
I definitely get it. But I definitely believe in the power of language is one of the reasons why our tongues is one of the strongest in our body. Because if you can't pronounce the word properly, you won't be able to understand what I'm saying. People call me Keith. And then when they say my name, their teeth hit the bottom of the lip, and instead it should be hitting the top of it. It's Keith. But if you go and tell somebody Keith, you keep saying it, it passes on. Right. So when I talk about language, that's one of the number one things that come to mind is pronunciation.
Right.
So being as though I feel like I said, English was one of the most newest learned languages, and it's who they transforming it to. You talk about Pocahontas or the American Indians, who I still believe are Asians that came across the Bering Strait. You really
Asian.
I mean, like I said, being as though when this world was just one piece of land, when there were no continents, it was just one piece of land.
It was called Asia.
There were people here,
right?
And they all did the same exact thing. One piece of land. They all spoke the same language. They all did everything the same. There was no separation.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
All right. Well, hold on. So listen, y'all can they gonna have to have the rest of this conversation off camera because Coach is here, and I just got to wait. I just got to wait from Coach, and Coach is here. So I just wanted to.
They keep dying.
I wanted to make sure slide on over.
Just use the box.
First off, Jacob, Jaden, can y'all say hello to the good people?
You can just hit the fourth button when you're ready to go out.
Is on the phone, and Jacob got a birthday coming. What's up, y'all? Y'all good? Okay, all right. So that said, we are done for the afternoon, folks, man. Y'all make sure y'all come out if you can. Like I said, we got free food, games. The one band performing at 8 sharp. Actually 7. They probably gonna start about 7:45. Go for a good hour and some change, man. We're gonna do what we do.
And bring some socks.
Definitely bring some socks. Crank the block and donate socks to them goddamn fans from the stands and Abstrakt Xcilence ABX all day long. Of course, that good Mitch Craft will be popped up outside with that good gear. Y'all make sure y'all come and join us, man.
You got C-Moss too.
Oh, we got C-Moss on deck. I ain't even know that.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all come in. We got a smokers tent for the people to smoke. We got a place for the kids. We got everything, man. We got the whole parking lot. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to the fans from the stands.
I was going to
see y'all next week. ABSTRAKT Xcilence.
Hey, have the man.
Thank y'all.
Wear your mask.
Subscribe, follow us. Kids.
Came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot. On the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out and see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. Then somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm dug in hell. Try all I wanna feel. I say I turn a wheel when I with my life on the scale. Went from dug in 12, now I'm dug in hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. When it season, 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 when it season. I had to trust you for this, yeah. I had to pray, then I had to get it, man. I had to hustle for this, yeah. I go astray, get stuck in my way, but you know I love you for this, yeah. Stay in my lane and trust in your ways, man. That's what I must do for this, yeah. That's what I must do for this. Only way to run it up. Gotta trust in number one. I don't do no runner ups. Can't you see me coming up? Might be down, but my winning season coming up. This is labor, this is work. This is labor when it's tough. You put your faith in the world. You lost me trusting in luck. This is favor, this is trust. This is favor, this is love. Great connection with the plug. Everybody getting high. You ain't never had this drug. I done been through the fire. I done been through the mud. I done fought through the lies. I been lied to by blood. I forgave a couple guys. They was showing fake love. I done still came up. Pull up. Lately I'm ducking my scent. I got the piece of me that's for a dent. I got the Gigi pieces, not just Gigi pieces that I rock on the top of my skin. Speaking of rock, I've been rocking with him. You been following me and I'm following him. Yeah, so every little thing that's attached to me automatically wins. Got it.
Everything attached to me.
Oh, we winning, 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 we winning. Got it.
Everything attached to me.
We winning, 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 we winning. Winning season, 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 winning season.